Welcome to the show. The opinions and views expressed on this program do not reflect those of the management or staff of Staten Island Community Television. I was instructed to put that on there. And today's show is Seashells, Turkeys, and Lies. Wouldn't you like to know what that's about? We'll go right into the studio. I'm going to show you one thing first. Before we do that, we're produced through the facilities of Staten Island Community Television. And now we'll go into the studio. Okay, so what do seashells have to do with turkeys? And what do turkeys have to do with lies? Oh, my head's cut off there. There you go. Welcome to the show. The show is called Books and Music Review. That's the name of the show. Oh, so we're going to talk about seashells. Seashells. And I don't think I put these on camera, but I guess I can show them to you one by one. That's a seashell. That's another seashell. So I guess you know what seashells look like, right? Where's my camera? Is that it? That must be it. Or that might be it. Actually, I can't tell. So I have a bunch of different seashells. I have really beautiful shells, like so. I could bring them to the camera, but I'm not going to. I have a ton of good books to recommend to you. Books, magazines, reading. No music for today as far as I know. Working on that. Getting my little mini computer repaired. And then I will be back to using a computer for the show. It was really hot today. I didn't feel like bringing the bigger one in. Okay, so seashells first. I wanted to do a happy, you know, this is really bright in here. I could use my sunglasses. But could you do me a favor? Could you get my sunglasses that are right on the table there? I don't know if this will work, because once I put the sunglasses on, I don't know if I'll be able to see. But these lights are really, really bright. And let's see what happens. Maybe I could do the show with my sunglasses on. I can actually still see. And that's good. I did get two fabulous books. One I bought probably about, 6 months ago or so. But there's a very important article in this book. And I have this for somebody when I'm done with it. One of the pages, everything in here is pretty important, but one of the pages is very important. And I'm going to read some from that. And the other book, somebody gave me this book, which is very cool. It's called A Mayo Clinic Guide to Healthy Living. And I guess what seashells has to do with that is, I'll bet you if you live by the sea or if you visit the sea at least a few times a year, that you're probably healthier than the average person. Why? Because it's like kind of a natural healing. And why is that? Because you know that stress kills, right? So, if stress can actually kill you, can't stress give you a disease or harm your body or make you unhealthy? Well, of course it can. Because anything that can kill you can give you a disease or harm you or, hurt your body. So seashells, being a natural relaxer, and the ocean, all the wonderful things that come from the ocean, since it's very relaxing, can probably, they have proven, I've read this in a science magazine years and years and years ago, and in real life I've had it proven to me. They say that people who have fish tanks can actually lower their blood pressure by watching fish. Now, I don't know if you can do that by virtually watching fish, like if you go to the computer and look at some aquariums and watch the fish swimming around. I don't know if it has to be real fish. Years ago when I read this, they didn't even have virtual fish. But yes, they do say that if you watch an aquarium or watch the fish swim in the aquarium or in the ocean, your blood pressure will get lower. So, and that would make you less stressful. Another beautiful shell. I have to check one thing because I did realize I did check the levels of the sound, but I want to make sure that it's not on mute and that I'm not talking, and nothing's happening in here. Ah, good. My mic is not on mute, and you can hear me. And yes, I walked out of the studio again. Okay. So to the newer producers who just came in, maybe just took your courses and you want to start on a new show, you want to help out, you can contact us. And we probably will be glad to set you up. Maybe you could help us out in the show 1 week. It's kind of a stress-free show. Usually it's stress-free. So if you're looking to help out on a show that has less stress, this is the one. It's called Books and Music Review. What other kind of shells do I have? I've got rocks and little mini shells and parts of shells. I think this one is broken. Little, I don't know, clam shells? Whatever kind of shells they are. And we've got polished rocks. Okay, so we're talking about seashells and the ocean and the healing you get from the ocean. Has no side effects, unless, of course, you can't swim and you go in too far. That will be a major side effect. But assuming that you can swim or that you've got, a lifeguard nearby, the seashells and things around the sea and things by the ocean would be healthy for you and give you less stress than you normally would have. And as far as the aquariums and the fish in the tanks, watching fish swim can probably lower your blood pressure. So you saw the disclaimer in the beginning, anything I say has nothing to do with the staff or the management of Staten Island Community Television. So, and now for the second disclaimer, we are not doctors or professionals of any kind, so that we are not giving medical advice. So do not misconstrue these opinions and this talk, or this fun stuff, or this exchange of information. For entertainment purposes only, do not misconstrue that as medical advice, because it is not medical advice. If you want medical advice, I'm supposed to tell you, go to your doctor. That's what you do. Go to the doc, get your medical advice from them. Or, excuse me, or you can get Managing Your Health. There's an AARP, Managing Your Health book, Simple Solutions for Living Well, Getting the Best Care, and Cutting Costs. It is an excellent, excellent magazine. And I want to jump from topic to topic, and this has nothing to do with seashells, but I really want to read this because I wanted to read it on another show. And I tend to put that off and forget it, so I'm going to read it to you now. Disclaimer has nothing to do with seashells. But I want to read this, even though the topic is seashells today. AARP has put out this list of suggestions or ideas or things to do, things not to do. The page is cut in half, and it says, instead of this, do that. So I'm going to read it. I know you couldn't see that. I'm not going to put that on screen because I don't have the computer. So AARP says, instead of imaging tests, this would help if I took the sunglasses off. Wow. With the reading glasses on. Whoa, that's way better. Okay, so AARP says imaging tests. Instead of imaging tests, do this instead. Manage your weight, quit smoking, control blood pressure. There goes the seashells and the fish there. And increase exercises. So another thing that AARP says, that's AARP. Do I have to tell you what that stands for? Let's see in the book what it stands for. It's something to do with retired people or something like that.
I think it stands for Adult Association of American Association of Retired Persons.
Oh, okay. I think. And Jenkins is the AARP CEO. That was good. Thank you for that information. So now, instead of... And I really like this one. This is the last one, but I'll read you the ones in between. But I really like this one because everybody I know that's like over 50 is like, I bump into them and they go like, I'm going to the doctor. And I go, what's wrong? And they go, nothing. I'm going for my annual physical. I'm going like, okay. So AARP says, this isn't my medical advice. This is AARP says, the glasses don't help me when they're on top of my head. AARP says, Instead of a yearly physical, go to the doctor to address specific needs. That really makes sense. I always say, like, if it's not broken, why fix it? If it's not broken, why look to fix it? If you don't even know, it's not broken. So instead of the yearly physical, ARP says, go to the doctor to address specific needs. In other words, you got symptoms, go to the doctor. You don't got symptoms? According to ARP, it says instead of yearly physical, in other words, I interpret that to mean you don't really need a yearly physical unless you have symptoms. So ARP also says about the yearly Pap test. Like, who wants to get that anyway? Every year. Instead of a yearly Pap test, it says once every 3 years, and none for women over 65 with a normal history. So there you go. You heard it from ARP. ARP says a bone density scan. Instead of a bone density scan, do this. Do what? So ARP says, walk, do weight-bearing exercise, get enough calcium and vitamin D, quit smoking, bone density scan for women starting at the age of 65 and men at 70. Yeah, I don't agree with that, but it's like, I'm not getting a bone density scan. But that's what ARP says. What else? ARP says instead of an X-ray, a CT scan, or an MRI for back pain, what does an MRI do for back pain anyway? Like, hello, duh, an MRI does not relieve back pain. So instead of an X-ray, CT scan, or an MRI for back pain, it says physical therapy, yoga, acupuncture, massage. That's what ARP says. And yeah, I agree with that. But that's just my opinion. I'm entitled to my opinion. As far as a routine PSA test, instead of a routine PSA test, avoid this test unless you have symptoms. That makes sense. And I read somewhere else in another magazine that the reason you want to avoid the test is because it's not always accurate. And like practically with almost all tests, a lot of them, some of them are accurate, some are more accurate than others. And they take other factors into consideration, will decide whether it's accurate or not. You know, how you prepare for the test, et cetera, et cetera. So here's the scoop on the yearly physical. ARP says there's little evidence that having an annual checkup can keep you healthy. Many tests, and I'm quoting them, this is not my opinion now, there's little evidence that having an annual checkup can keep you healthy. Many tests that doctors regularly perform don't make sense unless there's a reason to suspect a problem. A healthy 52-year-old does not need to see the doctor once a year, says Jeremy Sussman, an internist for the VA system and an assistant professor at the University of Michigan, who was once on the Society of General Internal Medicine Task Force for Choosing Wisely recommendation. Your specific needs should determine how often you see your doctor, he adds. If you have an illness that needs treatment, you should see your physician. And do talk to your doctor about how often you need to have your blood pressure or your cholesterol tested. Our real point is, don't do things for the sake of a calendar. I'm going to repeat that. ARP says, or Jeremy says, our real point is, don't do these things for the sake of a calendar. Do them for the sake of your health. Now that makes sense. And the first sentence, in case you forgot it, in case your memory's failing, there is little evidence that having an annual checkup can keep you healthy. In fact, I know a lot of people who have annual checkups. And I know a lot of people who don't have annual checkups. And most of the people that I know, and again, this is just opinion, and life experience. Most of the people that I know that go for annual checkups, they appear less healthy than the ones that don't go for annual checkups. I think ARP's got something going here. So that's from the book, And the reason it's on a page is that's a photostat of the page. And that's the book. And the name of the book is Managing Your Health. AARP, AARP, Real Possibilities. Simple solutions for living well, getting the best care, and cutting costs. It says be fit, stay sharp, eat clean, and go to the ocean. That's my opinion. Go to the ocean, go to the beach, and find some seashells. Especially if you do have high blood pressure. I mean, go watch some fish. Go to the pet store and browse through all the aquariums if you can't have an aquarium yourself. Or go online and do a virtual. Go to YouTube and look up aquariums or look up fish in the sea. Do some relaxation that way and see how you feel after that. You probably feel really good. I know I do. Well, I remember years ago I used to go to the dentist. I was a teenager. And after school, I had to go to this dentist. And I was like really, really nervous. But I have to tell you something. I go into the office. He had an office on Avenue M, and his name was Dr. Rodbart. That was my dentist's name, Dr. Rodbart, over on Avenue M. Anybody know him? Well, anyway, he's long gone out of that office. But what I loved about his office was you walked into the office, and instead of waiting there being nervous about your teeth and getting all jittery and jumpy and all, he had this beautiful aquarium in the waiting room. So he'd just have these fish. So like, you just sit, and it didn't matter how long I waited. I would just sit there and watch the fish. And I felt relaxed. Can you imagine being relaxed in a dentist office? No, probably not, right? You can't relate to that. But I remember, and I'm not big on dentists, not big on going to dentists, obviously, but imagine being relaxed, sitting in a dentist's office, relaxed. So that, to me, proved what the Science magazine said to me, that watching fish can bring your blood pressure down. It can, relax you, make you feel good. So let me get back to the topic. Seashells. I have 13 minutes. I told you a little bit about seashells. So the name of the show is, it's books and music review, but the actual topic of the show is going to be seashells, turkeys, and lies. So if you want to watch the whole show, we'll get to everything eventually, unless we run out of time, unless I get, as somebody we know, we go, I digress. Unless I digress too much, and we never get to the topic. But it's seashells, turkeys, and lies, and that's a whole nother show. So, seashells, turkey, and lies. Turkeys. Could I spend 12 minutes on turkeys? I don't have the pictures with me. In fact, what do I do with the phone? I have the phone somewhere. But anyway, so turkeys. If you're living in a part of Staten Island, and maybe in some other parts of some other cities where the turkeys are running wild, if you are living. Oh, tell you what, can you see that monitor where you're sitting? Can you see that monitor? Am I looking into the camera now or not? Am I looking away from the camera or to the camera?
You're looking away from the camera.
Okay, so am I looking to the camera now or away from the camera? How about now?
Yeah.
Am I looking at the camera now?
Yeah, you're looking at the camera.
Okay, so it's camera 3. You win the prize. So camera 3 is my camera, which I should have checked that before I started, but I didn't. So camera 3. Welcome to the show. Welcome me to the show. Oh, and I did bring the water. And I have somewhere to put the mic. Hold just 1 second. Oh, there is a song that I wanted to sing. Yes, I was going to sing on air. I can't sing. I sing off tune, but here's the thing. There's a ukulele class at the center, which is the coolest ukulele class in the world. Why? Because it's fun. You can learn things there. You can play the ukulele. You can sing a little. Once in a while, you can play a kazoo, too. And there's lots of nice people there. Nice, friendly, musical, talented individuals. Beginners and experienced. So, I digressed. I said, hold on, I need a drink of water. Lemonade would have been nicer, but I didn't make lemonade today. Okay, so the ukulele class. I totally forgot what I was going to say. I came in without the notebook, didn't write the notes down. All of the notes are in the computer. Everything is in the computer. The rest of it is on my phone, which I didn't, I guess is around here somewhere. Where is Where's my phone? I'm not going to look for it. I'm just going to I just have to remember to take it with me and not leave it here at the studio. Somewhere my phone is somewhere. So, could I sing without my phone and without the music? Okay, so the ukulele class, they were doing this one song, which is really, really cool, which I liked. And you probably heard it on Sesame Street or other places. Who else sang it? Probably Mr. Rogers and a few other people. And it's called Sing. I like when the ukulele class plays the song Sing. And it's like sing a song, sing out loud, sing out strong. Sing about happy things, not sad. Sing about good things, not bad. But sing. And there's part of a song, and it goes something like, don't worry if it's not good enough for anybody else to hear. Just sing. And I love hearing the ukulele class sing that song. Just because I have my own personal reasons, but I really like it. And at another time, I'm going to bring in the recording and let you hear them. Or maybe you want to join the ukulele class and sing that. Oh, look what I found. There's nothing to do with the topic. I'm kind of thinking turkeys. Okay, turkeys. How do you keep turkeys out of your yard? If you live in Staten Island, there's an area of Staten Island where the turkeys roam free. There's a big field, and then they come walking out into the commercial area, and they go crossing the streets, and there's such brazen turkeys. They don't pay attention to the lights. They don't pay attention to the traffic. They just do a turkey trot wherever they are, whenever they want to. It's the turkeys of Staten Island. So how do you keep them out of your yard? The people who are around there are really frustrated because they look up and they see turkeys in the trees and turkeys in the wires. And they're like, okay, these turkeys are really stressing me out. I need to go to the beach and look at seashells because the turkeys are giving real stress. So how do you keep the turkeys out of your yard? I'm going to tell you. There's a solution. It's a very simple, easy solution. Some of you might think it takes a little time. Maybe it's a difficult solution. But there is a solution to keeping the turkeys out of your yard, and I'm going to tell you the solution. And it doesn't harm the turkeys, and you're not doing anything bad, and it's a good thing. All the way around, it's great. So stay tuned. Listen to this whole show. It's a 29-minute show. We've got 7 minutes left, and I'm hoping to promise you, I don't like to make promises, but we're going to tell you how to keep the turkeys out of your yard and off your property. But I want to get to the lies part of the program. There's seashells, turkeys, and lies. For all you people in high school and college, and maybe you people who are older than that, you have life experience, but the college students, the high school kids, maybe even middle school, I don't know. Now, what I'm about to tell you is not advice, and I'm not telling you to do it. It's just sharing experience for entertainment purposes only, so never do anything that's not safe, and only do what's safe for you to do. Have I woken you up yet? You still waiting for the turkeys, right? Okay, so, well, the people that we're talking about that are telling the lies, they're turkeys too. But the kind of turkeys I was talking about before, the gobble-gobble turkeys with the feathers and the ones that are walking across the road. But these kind of turkeys, they're like people who tell lies about people. People who go to school, maybe grammar school, sit in the lunchroom, sit in the cafe in college and high school. So this may be good ideas for high school students, college students, maybe even older people. You sit in there and all of a sudden the gossip comes along, a gossip person. Somebody who just walks around spreading lies about everybody. Somebody who just wants to gossip. You know the kind. You have like 100 friends and 100 people coming in and out of the high school cafeteria and in and out of the college cafeteria, and everybody's wonderful and everybody's fine, and people are talking about their day and talking about the weather and talking about their hobbies and talking about the great stuff that they did this week and talking about shows that they did, and there's one person who comes in, and that person wants to talk about somebody. Chatter, 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 chatter. Lies, rumors. It's a subtle form of bullying, because when they talk about persons behind their back, and then they go from person to person, like a little mosquito bites you, goes on, bites someone else. So when they do that, it's kind of a subtle form, if there is any such thing as a subtle form of bullying. When you're the gossip person and you sit down in the school cafeteria, whether it's high school or grammar school or college or who knows what kind of school or center, if you're the gossip monger, you're like a mosquito. Somebody just want to swat you. So here's the ideas. You can get rid of the gossip person by two things. You can walk away from them. You see them coming, you walk away. You're sitting at a table enjoying something, sitting there an hour talking, and you see the person who's usually spreading the lies or starting the rumors, you just get up and you walk away. So you walk away from the gossip. You walk away from the lies. You walk away from the person who's spreading stories about everybody or about one person or two people. That's what you do. We got 4 minutes left and we have to get to the real turkeys, the turkeys with the feathers. We're still talking about the people turkeys, people who are turkeys. Yes, you're a turkey. If you go around talking about somebody in the cafeteria when people are enjoying their lunch and having a happy time, you're a turkey. So how do you keep the turkeys out of your yard? The real turkeys, the turkeys with the feathers. You start a rock garden. Watch those turkeys and watch where they go. They like plush green lawns. Yeah, they like those green lawns where the grass is growing. They love that. They want the little feetsies. They want little, padding under their feet. You start a rock garden. You start a seashell garden. Rocks, stones, pebbles. And you do that to your whole lawn. You just put rocks and seashells all over your lawn. That might work. Well, actually, just this past week, there was a turkey walking around, and there was a rock garden over here, and then next to it was a lush green lawn, and guess where the turkey was parading around? The turkey did not go anywhere near the rock garden. The turkey did not go in the yard that had the rocks and the stones and the pebbles and the seashells. Nope. The turkey wanted green grass. So if you want to keep turkeys out of your yard, no matter where you live, you might try an experiment with a little rock garden. Again, don't do anything that's not safe for you to do. Now, as far as those other turkeys, the ones that are running around, yap, 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 talking about somebody, spreading lies, spreading rumors about somebody in the school cafeteria, whether it's grammar school, elementary school, college, or who knows what kind of school or center. Walk away from the gossip monger, the mild bully. If you know they're just going to be talking bad about people, just walk away from them. So you could do two things. You could walk away, or you could stay there, stand your ground, and change the subject. Yeah. When they start talking about somebody, talk about something different. It's okay. If they're going to be rude and talk nasty about people, then it's okay to be rude back and just change the subject. I got 1 minute and 53 seconds left. Saturdays at 12:30, watch the show. I'm going to walk out to the control room right now, because I'm going to let you know one more time, in case you forgot, that we are produced through the facilities of Staten Island Community Television. Lest we forget that. We shouldn't forget that, right? Oh, and you should find our blog, too. Let's see. That's the name of the show. And that was last week's. And that was last week's. And that is our email. So write to us, and we'll send you the link to our blog. We'll send you the helpful hints. We'll send you all the information you need. Just write to us and let us know. So write to the books and music review at gmail.com. So what do you think about the show? You like hearing about turkeys? Turkeys who are birds, or birds who are turkeys? Human beings who are turkeys? Yeah, I shouldn't call names. I guess it just gets frustrating when people talk about other people in the cafeteria. It's just really frustrating. So you're watching the Books and Music Review. Go to the art show at Art from Perry at Flickr and see all the art. Oh, goodness, I walked out off stage here, and I left the remote control right here. So it was about seashells and about turkeys. And we got 18 seconds left. We can do the countdown. And we can show you this one more time. Remember, go relieve your stress. Go find some water and watch the fish. And did I give you one more site? There's our email. Oh, show's over. Press stop.